Hi there. This is a short demonstration of the UV-K5 radio. This is a grey one. They come in yellow and blue and red or black. Well, I mean, that's just a case, but they're all the same, similar architecture and the same look and feel. This one's been modified for HF receive. I thought I'd demonstrate that. But I thought before that we'll demonstrate the VHF UHF. So this will need an antenna on it, obviously. I've just got a little ducky here rather than a proper 2-meter sort of beam or something you could put on it. So this is tuned to Rutum. Rutum's not very close to here, but it's got a small antenna. It's quite sensitive on 2 meters. Let's have a listen. There we go. I think you can hear that. I should put it on a proper 2-meter antenna really, but anyway, yeah, so it'll do 2 meters and 70 centimeters, AM, FM, SSB, CW, and it'll transmit also, in addition to AM and FM, it'll transmit on SSB double sideband though. So it's not a bad thing. It's quite competent in that way. I'll take this antenna off and just connect the coax antenna, and we can have a listen on HF. So I'll just plug it in. This can be a bit fiddly. Let's get it in there. There we are. Can I get that on? There we go. Right, and I'll show you how you go into HF as well, because that's some people want to know that. So if you were on VHF UHF, to go into HF receive, and let me check, I've got an antenna connected. Yes, I have. We just go, you hit the FM 0 button, hold it down. There we go. We're now on AM on 14.249. So let's just go on to upper sideband. Actually, I'll go up a little bit on the band. I don't think there's much activity today, but we'll go on to SSB. There we go. That's a bit of a weak signal. So you can tune the radio by using these up and down buttons. And in addition, the 1 and the 4 button, if you press them, is the BFO, and it goes in 20 Hertz steps up and down. Normally I provide a full set of instructions with this radio. Here we go. Let's have a look. And this gives you a bit more information. It gives you all the HF menu items, so it just makes it a little bit more useful to use. So you've got things like the BFO key, like I said, 1 and 4. You can do direct frequency entry. So you press the 2 or the 3 key. Let's try that. Press the 2 key, and then we put the frequency in. So let's do I don't know, 28.5. There we go, we're now on 28.5. Surprisingly, it's first thing in the morning. There's no 10-meter activity at the moment. But you can also change bands fairly simply, because if you hit the M button, you've got a bunch of menus here. So you can change the step size, change the gain of the amplifier in the front end. You can change the bandwidth, so you can move between SSB, upper sideband, lower sideband, and also the bandwidth you want. The BFO, if you wanted to do that manually, band. So it's telling you the band is 10 meters. Let's just move along. Band. So we're in band here. So now if we use the side buttons, we can go down the band. I don't know what that was. Something nasty nearby. All right, so that's 17 meters. As you can hear, that's the usual FT8 bleating away. I don't know if there'll be any sound. I don't know if there'll be any SSB on this band at this time of day. No, nothing. Okay, but that gives you some sort of idea. Really, my feeling with this radio is it's very inexpensive, and you put a whip antenna on it, or you put an HF receiver antenna on it, and I use it for out and about during the weekends and so on. If there's a contest on, it's great. You just put an antenna on it, even a short whip, and you can monitor while you're out and about in the park walking the dog. Back in the shack, I use it to monitor my transmit signal. So I just probably put it on a dummy load, and sometimes I just want to have a listen to what my transmit audio's like. If I'm on 2 meter sideband or 70 centimeters on FT8, you can just receive those frequencies on SSB and check your modulation's not you're not over deviating or whatever. It's quite useful for those sort of things. It's handy tool or handy gadget to have in the shack. As I say, look, you just connect an antenna to it and away you go. If you're out and about, you can of course connect your 2 meters and your HF whip. You can put an HF whip on this. You could have them at the same time. You can transmit on 2 and 70 without damaging the HF. It's got a diode in the front end of the HF receive board to protect it. So there we go. That's it really. I hope you enjoyed this. Give you some idea about this radio and what it is and how it works. Cheers.